Anywho, welcome to Hypocritically Human. My name is Tanima. I'll be your host. Eventually, this page will be about us discussing how people are just naturally hypocritical. But as of right now, this is where I journal. Okay, because it's really good to journal so you can go back and see where you were mentally or what was going on in your life and how was it affecting you, you know. So we're going to talk about men because right now I'm heavy into astrology and I am someone I'm studying it. I use whole sign systems, and I'm going fucking through it, and not in a debilitating way, but I am aligned with the cosmos, and everything is happening right now in my seventh house, in my first house. So it's just weird, but I don't want to say I met a guy, right? But I met a guy. I know a guy, and this guy triggered something in me in a good way, right? Where I was like, oh, I want to get to know this motherfucker. I want to get to know him quickly. And the reason this time was a little different was because I've been doing some astrology studying, right? So I'm learning what drives me and what pushes me and things of that nature, right? And I have this my moon is in Aries, and my moon is in the seventh house. So I am very passionate about my peoples and my lovers, and people that I call it under my umbrella, that I have under my umbrella, right? But I met this guy, and this guy was just not falling for me, and not in a disrespectful way or in a way where I'm like feeling insecure, because I'm a real confident woman, right? So but I also know that you're not every man's cup of tea. You feel what I'm saying to you? Even if he likes tea, right? You might be peppermint tea and he wants green tea. Like, you can't be egotistical to that extent. No matter how much you know your worth, and no matter how much you are a good woman, right? You still don't necessarily have to be a fit for everyone. Get me? But this guy had me like, and he told me off rip. He was like, "Nah, I'm not looking for no relationship." You feel what I'm saying to you? I ain't there. And he started to let me in, right? He was like, to be real honest, I'm just looking for transactional situations, right? Like, I get some pussy, I'm out. I get some head, I'm out. Right? I'll even pay for the bitch. You feel me? And I've never come across a nigga that, after meeting me, and I'm not saying that in any way like it couldn't be that, but I'm just saying that this is a first. So in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, right? And I'm thinking eventually this man is going to come around, like most men do. And eventually, it was like, bitch, no. I had to tell myself, like, and not like I was constantly shooting my shot, like, but it was just like, yo, he's serious about where he is right now, and that should be respected. And it really had me thinking about the differences between men and women, and how a woman can just automatically expect that a man wants her. Just off rip, like, yeah, this man, yeah, he want me. Yeah, he want me. You ain't see how he just tied his shoes? He wants me. And no, bitch, he might not. Right? First of all, he might literally not want you. Like, you particularly. He might be looking for a relationship and everything of that sort, but he might not want you. And this is a dynamic that I think women just refuse to understand. I was talking with my daughter one day, and my daughter brought up something. She was like male depression, and then she rolled her eyes, right? And and I'm like, well, she's like, they just made that term up, and I was like, no, they didn't just make that term up. I said to her, I was like, because her boyfriend's name is Tony, right? So I said, imagine if Tony, before he met you, think about how many no's he got. I was like, think about how many, fuck you, nigga. Fuck out of here, you ugly ass nigga. Look at his shoes. Fuck you doing talking to me. Imagine how much of those he got before he met you. And she was like, oh. And I'm like, we as women do not consider that because we don't get told no often. A lot of times a nigga will just say yes if he don't even want it. Say yes. Right? Like this bitch, and I just fucked her because she let me. I said yes to the pussy. I'm fine. You get me? So women aren't accustomed to being told no. I know I'm not. And I'm not saying the man said no, but the man let me know that, okay, I'm not coming into this looking to either fuck you or be in a relationship with you, just so you know. And if I unless you giving up some transactional type of head, like, you gonna suck my dick in a car and then I could go to fuck home or go to work. And I was like, nigga, you out your fucking mind? And not literally like that. No, that's not what he said. But it's the energy. And he has every right to have that energy. It's his energy. If he does not want to be in a relationship, just like a woman, if she does not want to be in a relationship, she has that right. But like I said, I had to fall back a little bit and I had to be like, bitch, you know that he don't have to like you, right? Like he could enjoy conversing with you and y'all could chop it up and talk about sports and all this other stuff, right? But that don't mean that he want you. My ego was slightly disturbed for a little bit. I can be honest about that. That's something I will be on this page. It's extremely transparent. So should anybody that I've dated, anybody that I know find this, it's not me trying to talk about you, right? It's me talking about me. And you just happen to be a part of this story or whatever story it is I'll be talking about, all right? So don't get your panties in a fucking bunch. And like I tell y'all on Instagram, it's free to unsubscribe. I not did it for honor. I did it for me. And eventually, this will be for honor. Anyway, as I was saying. So, today, I realized something. I realized, ego don't have to look egotistical. You understand what I'm saying to you? Ego could look like a know-it-all. Ego could look like you can't be told no. So now the space that I'm in my healing journey, right, is because usually when I can't get what I want, I'm tight. And then it's like, the fuck out of here, right? But I'm not feeling that. And that's another thing that has me surprised. I'm like able to converse with the motherfucker, right? And not feel any kind of way like this nigga acting up. Like I don't feel no way. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I love it here. I love it here. It took a little bit, but I love it here. I actually do. I think I've used astrology a lot. I am an only child. My mom has passed away. My grandparents have passed away. so that connection, some good stuff. That connection that you would have with your elders when you want to like find out some things about yourself. I don't have access to. Haven't had access to it in a minute. Not to say that's why I started using astrology, right? But I had a thing where I realized, yo, I'm just like all my serious boyfriends are Libras. Like, what's up with that? Right, I'm a Leo. Like, why am I attracting all these Libras? And I'm talking about all my serious boyfriends up until like a couple of years ago. Libras. And I didn't understand why astrologically, if that's a word, but I did peep it, and it got to a point with the last dude that I was dating or seeing or whatever that situationship was. I was like, before that, I was like, ah, man, you're a Libra, like shit, right? And they got to a point where I wanted to know why the fuck that was, and I got a reading, and the reading told me some stuff. I don't really remember it. Shout out to Queen L, but I remember it triggering me at going to Google and Googling and Googling and Googling and then YouTubing and finding YouTubers that's talking about astrology. And long story short, I find out that I find out my rising sign, because I come to realize that that's real sensitive information. You feel me? And it's not really just thrown around like that. So I found out my rising sign. What that is none of your business. And I was like, oh shit. What do you know? Oh, well, damn. If you're talking about Libra, I could tell you that my rising sign is Libra. And I was like, whoa. Once I read what the rising sign was and what it means and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, okay. Alrighty then. Right? And it made me start to open that Pandora's box and really dive into what astrology is, and particularly what it is for me. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, it's 6 o'clock. Time for me to get ready for bed. Yeah, bed.